doing everything correct and he's uncomfortable and he squirts his hand down, I have to have it pretty much hardwired to keep that hand there. I do not want to be playing ping pong with my partner, right? If he gives me something, I should more or less try to keep it. So I'm here, my weight distribution is good, he goes down, I should automatically be reaching under. Now the problem with this is if I'm A, only relying on the gi, and B, square to him, it's very easy for him to remove that arm and start the process over again, right? I had very little weight distribution because my weight is between my shoulders instead of concentrated in one shoulder, and I have very little friction on that arm. When I go into the universal sprawl, I fix both of those problems. I put all my weight in my shoulder, and his arm naturally, without me really even trying, gets pinched between my ribs and my upper arm. So when he squirts out, I go up. I'll take 4 fingers in the gi, no thumb, if I have it. If not, I'll just cup the shoulder. It's more about an anchor than it is about a certain grip. And most importantly, I go universal sprawl to set my weight on my shoulder and trap his arm. This does a couple things. Harder to breathe, no fun, but also it gives me a very short and direct look at the neck. Here, easier to breathe, easier to put the arm out. I can't really see his neck. I got to kind of guess where it is and do this, and he's already hand fighting at this point, right? Chin down, hand in, right? So this will help you not only here, but in all your chokes. Think about occupying the space that you want first and worrying about your grip second. You may have a gi, you may have a hoodie, but you may have no gi. If I start thinking about grips first, A, when there's no gi, I'm wasting my practice time here because I'll be grabbing the air. And B, coach is going to put a hand in and put a chin down, and I've already kind of clued him into my plan. So whenever possible, I occupy the part of the neck that I want, and then I find the grip that is there, be that the shoulder or a gi or a hoodie or whatever. First, I'm going to take my setup step, which is to go over his face. And you don't need to, but it's nice just to cover your partner's face and make sure you don't kick him. But walk this in so it's right at the base of the neck. Now, my other shin needs to be in his ribs. And where most people have trouble with this is where they put their bottom leg, my right leg, and what they do with their head. So I'm in the universal sprawl here. I'm still very heavy. It's shoulder still. I moved it from his sternum down to his hip a little bit, but I'm not here. I'm on him, weight on him. If I go up like this and my foot is far from his shoulder, a couple things are going to happen. When I fall back, he's going to roll up onto my leg. I will not have the arm bar, okay? So the way to fix that is make sure you don't believe that your second leg is deep enough. You walk it in until your instep engages with the shoulder, and you can't get in any deeper. That will more or less, depending on our relative sizes, put my knee at his hip. If I am here, not only will he roll up on this, and I won't be able to put my shin in his ribs, even if he just drove his elbow down, my lever is so poor that he's going to walk away from me now. Whereas if I engage here, it's going to be very hard for him to roll up, and when he drives his elbow down, no, just drive your elbow down heavy, my lever is still so long that it's going to come up exactly where I want it. So I really want to be careful about not thinking this is deep enough and not trusting my eyes, which can lie to me, but going until Coach Kane's body stops my instep. I keep it as a rigid hook there. Hello, my name is John Frankl, and welcome to what I hope will be the first in a series of DVDs on fundamental movements. And what I mean by that is not a series that takes you through solo drills, but a series that takes you through a range of technical situations and a range of technical choices and opportunities based around certain fundamental postures and fundamental movement patterns which repeat themselves over and over. This is not the only way to learn jiu-jitsu, obviously, and some of my best coaches and friends have produced DVDs that take a different approach, which would be a certain number of attacks from the back or a certain number of escapes from cross-sides bottom. Those are wonderful, and I learn a lot from them, but it's not the way I learn or process jiu-jitsu. And I think for a lot of people, the sheer volume of techniques in jiu-jitsu can be daunting. And unless you are either very gifted or have a lot of time to train like a pro athlete 3 times a day, 6 days a week, you reach a point at which you're saturated and you will tend to learn something new and forget something old, and basically, you know, your hard drive has whatever capacity it does inside your head, and it's hard to continually input new information. I think when we organize our jiu-jitsu around fundamental postures and movement patterns, we can take the focus off volume and put it on, if not quality, at least more qualitative assessments of what is happening in any given position.